Hello, my name's Dr. William Veeder, and I'm going to be your instructor in this very short, very quick intercession version of Humanities 1. So I'd like to welcome you. I got my PhD here at UNM in Albuquerque in history. I teach both history and humanities, and I've done that for about 5 years at CNM. So I just wanted to say hello. I'm going to give you a brief little tour of the syllabus and talk about a few things with this class. So the first thing with this class is that it is really short. All right, it's only 3 weeks. So I'm not going to give you a ton of work, but you are going to have to get it done in a rather timely manner. It's also a really interesting 3 weeks, as it'll go over, of course, Christmas and New Year's. So first things first, this is your book. All right. Arts and Culture. Okay. It's listed in the bookstore. You're not going to read a ton of it. You can read about 50 pages of it, but you are going to need it. So remember that in these condensed classes, right, you get 3 whole credits for just a few short weeks. So get the book, jump on that as fast as you can. You can get that wherever you can find it the cheapest. All right. If you look in the syllabus, I'll give you the full citation. So you could search Amazon or the bookstore or wherever. Okay. I'm going to share my screen here. And we are going to look at the syllabus. Now, I will let you read most of this stuff up here. Important information here, you'll see there my email. Email is the best way to get in contact with me. All right. This is a very short class. If you have troubles, please reach out right away. It's always better to be in touch more than less. Okay. So as we look at what we're doing here, all right, this is an interdisciplinary course, which means that we're going to use a little bit of history, a little bit of humanities, some art history, and we're going to be looking at different kinds of cultural production. In this really short 3-week version, we're basically going to study a little bit about how we do humanities. We're going to study a little bit about the Egyptians, the Greeks, and the Romans, and then you're done. Boom. Now, I've chosen to do it this way because if I did it the other way, then every single day between the time when you start and finish would be a whole week's worth of material. And especially over this intercession, I feel like that would be totally overwhelming. So I've given you less material because we have less time. Makes sense, right? I hope so. Okay. So here again, is the arts and culture book there on the screen. The very most important thing is to get volume 1. All right. If you get volume 2, nothing will make any sense. And again, try to get on that soon. Okay. Again, we don't have that much time here. And I know that's not your fault, but it's not my fault either. So you get a full 3 credits just pushing through. Now, if you look at some of this stuff, okay, this is pretty boilerplate, pretty standard from many classes in chess. We are going to be looking at building these new kinds of skills, all right? Critical thinking, close reading, all of this good stuff. And you guys are going to look at that on your own. All right. Now, I know I'm going fast, don't worry. Let's go over here to the good stuff. Remember, CNM has no pluses and minuses. Okay, this is just a basic, your basic grading structure right there. And here comes the important part. All right, your grade in this class is made up basically of 3 things. All right, and those things are 2 weeks in which you will do several different kinds of activities during the week. There'll be some reading. I'm going to give you several questions for you to answer, kind of short little mini essays based on what we read. And there are going to be these discussion boards, all right? Now for the discussions, here's what you're going to do. You're going to get on the discussion board. It's in the module that I'll show you here in just a minute. And then you're going to post one original thread of your own, answering the question that I've asked you. You are then going to respond to 2 other people's threads. All right. So this is a way where, even though we're not in class, we can engage in some kind of discussion. I know it's a little obtuse, it's a little cumbersome, but it's what we have right now. And it's going to be a pretty big part of your grade. Okay. Those 2 basic assignments for the first modules are going to define 60% of your grade. All right. So jump in there, get it done. Now, the final part of your grade is going to be a mini final project, and you will have the entire last week of this 3-week course to work on it. And there is more information, all right, in the final project module. Basically, you're going to be picking a piece of art and using the methodology that I'm going to explain to you in module 1. You're going to unpack all the symbols and tell me who did it and tell me why they did it. All right, it'll be about 3 pages. It'll have pictures. It'll be great. It's not a full-term research project, obviously, because you only have a week. But I think it'll be a relatively fun way for you to sort of learn some of these skills and then put them to work. All right. Other expectations, again, everything is so short in this class, okay? I can be flexible to some degree about late work up until the end, but it's gonna come bite you in the butt. So here we go. We start the 21st, all right? And within our first week, we're gonna do 2 modules. We're gonna do an introductory module where I talk to you about humanities, and then we're gonna jump into the fun stuff and we're gonna look at Egypt. Egypt is, of course, an incredibly rich tradition, and it's really good for looking at the humanities, for looking at what we do. Egyptian art is incredibly symbolic, uses lots of different kinds of symbols, and we can unpack that and look at what they're trying to say, and that's a good deal of fun. So again, within that first week, all right, you're going to be doing discussion sections for 2 different modules and questions for those modules. Now, the questions, again, are going to be kind of mini essays, all right? You're going to have to look back over parts of the book that you read, answer the questions with as much detail as you can, and you'll all be turning this in our wonderful new Brightspace environment. Each week, there will be various kinds of content for you to review, all right? There'll be PowerPoint presentations, there'll be some YouTube videos. There'll be little lectures like this where I may do a PowerPoint presentation and talk to you about it. And review all of those materials generally before you do the discussions and the questions. Try to get your discussion posts in as soon as we can. I know that first week is going to go over Christmas. Again, this is not your fault. It's not my fault, but it's our reality. The more people we get early on in the discussion, the better the discussion generally becomes, right? All right. Week 2, we just have 1 module for the whole week. We're going to be looking at the Greeks and the Romans. All right. There's a lot of good material folded in. Again, each week is going to be real similar. You look at the PowerPoint presentations, you look at some lectures, you look at some videos. The different one, again, is going to be week 3. Now, in week 3, I'm going to leave you entirely to yourselves while working on your final project, all right? The total details of the final project are to be found in the final project module. And I will give you in another video a brief introduction to our Brightspace environment. But I just wanted to get on here to show you the syllabus, to show you the book, and to implore you that this is a very fast class. All right. I know many of you probably took classes in the fall, maybe a little bit burned out by now. And I will do my best to send you announcements, reminders, but it is going to fly by. All right. I hope everyone's keeping safe. And I will, again, in each module, I'll give you a few little videos to help you along the way and explain some things here in our humanities class. All right.